and welcome then to LUTV's coverage as Leeds United taking on Luton Town, the hosts. Sadly, out of the competition for Leeds United though, progression already confirmed. Just playing for a bit of confidence and momentum with their spot in the next round of the competition of this Premier League Cup all sealed. So Luton go with the Oliver Camis in goal. It's Jacob Pinnington, Joe Johnson, Axon Piesold, Aidan Francis-Clarke, Jack Bateson and Archie Heron. So Jake Berger, Ollie Lynch, Joshua Phillips and Miller Matthews Lewis. The bench for Adrian Forbes is Blackledge, Lorentzen-Jones, Anderson, Kayibanda and Allen. As for Leeds United tonight, Scott Gardner's team is Harry Christy in goal, Cooper Cline, and then the defensive James Debayo, Diogo Monteiro and Harvey Sutcliffe, Kian Coleman and Reece Chadwick will hold in midfield. So Marley Wilson, Charlie Allen, Luca Thomas and Sonny Perkins. The bench for Leeds, Baird, Cresswell, Richards, Snowdon and more. So Leeds United are already, as we say, through to the next round of the competition. They've already qualified ahead of this game against Clarence Park thanks to 3 games, 3 wins and a draw. And Leeds fighting back in the competition last time out against Chelsea to draw 3-3. A goal down on each occasion, fighting to show a bit of pride. In the last meeting they played, they drew 1-1 with Arsenal. That was on Friday evening. While the last time these two played, Leeds won 4-1 with Charlie Allen, Luca Thomas, Sean McGurk and Lewis Bates all scoring. A couple of those players, of course, have now departed permanently and wish them well in their future endeavours. And or should I say Sean McGurk, and then of course Lewis Bates is out on loan. So Luton have lost all 5 of their games in the competition. They sit bottom. Colchester are in 3rd. Leeds have got 10 points. They can't catch Chelsea, who already have 16. Myself, Tom Hill and Ben Parker bringing you all the action slightly ahead of time. We should be bang on the 7 o'clock marker, Ben. It's a confidence builder after a tough few months. Losing games that narrowly, of course, being outclassed in some games as well with this very young group. We've got a bit of momentum. Draw against Chelsea, draw against Arsenal, which is to be quite proud of course. A young team drawing against 2 of the best academies in the country. This should hopefully be a chance to put it all together, get a morale-boosting win ahead of the next game in the competition later this week. Yeah, good evening to you, Tom. Good evening to everybody listening and watching in, because you're right, it has been difficult, especially this calendar year. It's been a young group. But it's encouraging to start down the left-hand side as we're just trying to build an attack up. But plenty of changes, young team, and we always say about young players, just want to be given an opportunity. And over to you then, boys. If you get given that, it's to go out and impress Scott Gardner. Yeah, it certainly is, as we see the ball from left to right for Leeds. All patient this, as Wilson gets a chance in the 21s once again. He gets a chance to get in behind here as they went to ground early, Luton, but it was for a viable reason, because one of their Leeds United danger players, Marley Wilson, was charging forward and nearly breaking through. A corner Leeds will settle for. It is the home of St Albans City, this. 0-0 the game. Inside this first few seconds, and as Ben said, positive to say the least to get going on the front foot. Taken short from Wilson. Chadwick, Allen's also out there as Leeds. Chadwick again, impressed in the Youth Cup, goes for a ball across the face, puts Luton under pressure. Both teams appealing the decision. Diogo Monteiro has headed the ball over. And while the corner didn't go in directly, Ben, that was a fine delivery from Reece Chadwick to put pressure on this defence. No, you're right, saying he did impress in the FA Youth Cup win last week. Well done to the under-18s. Getting to the next round, Liverpool, Ellen Road. Hopefully, Ellen Road, should we say. And hopefully get a big crowd for that. But yeah, another young player, impressing. Great delivery into the box. Unfortunately, we just couldn't get the winning or the more kind of touch that would be decisive. Yeah, ball playing around from left to right, Leeds switching it up. Plenty of zip in the surface despite some recent poor weather up and down the country. That ball hasn't bounced out according to the officials. So Luton will take their time and try and build out from the back. It is now with number 3, Joe Johnson, down the line to Matthew Lewis. He's appealing for a free kick, not given, as Cooper Cline will race forward. Might have to get a bit of help. Instead, he does it all his own as Perkins gets hold. Be good if Perkins can get himself on the score sheet and get back into that rhythm as the number 9 in this group. Allen attempted a back heel, didn't work, but he will come for another option through the middle. Debayo switching it out to Sutcliffe, so there's a spring about Leeds' play inside the first few minutes. Looking for Chadwick was Sutcliffe, but that pass misplaced. And away from danger. And this Luton team doing the exact same sort of approach for Leeds. It's been quite a fast start. They've been more impressive than defensive. Every time Luton come down that left, Cline's been in there on their heels quite quickly. Quite a lively, positive start for both.
Yeah, and the players in the forward areas, you've got Miley Wilson one side, getting on the score sheet for the under-18s in that FA Youth Cup win. You've got Luca Thomas on the left as well. 2 players who probably ideally want to play as the number 9, where Sonny Perkins is. So a very attacking formation and personnel out on the pitch. What you expect them to probably play a little bit more narrow, support Sonny Perkins, Charlie Allen just playing off him as well. So plenty of bodies, plenty of attacking threat tonight.
Yeah, Luton on the attack now with Jake Berger. Down the left, a push in the back of Matthews-Lewis, and he will win a free kick. Coleman, as Kean Coleman does, just try to one-settle the opposition. Does love to wind up the opposition players as he reapplies whatever level of shin pad he has. So pretty much everybody behind the ball for Leeds. Luton have got the middle covered as well. They have Phillips, Pinnington, as well as Piesold in there. The header comes in. It's hit the frame of the goal. And painful one for Harry Christy, who's got his foot caught in the net as well. Both teams appealing that hasn't gone their way. There's decisions going in the opposite direction, disagreements left, right and centre. And lots of confusion. Harry Christy not happy. Now the ball in. Header towards goal. Bounced away behind. Perhaps took a last touch of Harry Christy off the side of the toe, but he's claiming it didn't.
Yeah, his leg's behind over the line. I know it's has hit him, but his leg got caught up in the net. Awkward ones for the goalkeeper. Are those dropping out of the sky, just ricocheting off the woodwork. No danger in the end, but as I mentioned, yeah, the difficult ones for goalkeepers.
Cline gets a nudge in the back, and Matthews-Lewis, after kicking off at the same thing happening to him at the other end, gets a bit of revenge and just tries to put pressure on that Leeds right-hand side of defence. And they'll be so determined as well, want the Benazir group. You never want to be losing everywhere. There's a bit of a chip on a shoulder of a youth player, rightly so. Debayo runs into traffic, but Luton, having lost every game, will be at minimum determined to get a draw tonight. It's just the competitive nature of a professional footballer as Coleman heads out, but still not fully clear. The shot comes in and nearly knocks the tray of food out of a spectator's hands. Thankfully for them, it's all good. And the effort from Archie Heron is wide of the target. And thankfully for us, still 0-0.
Yeah, thankfully for that spectator. The food is still intact. It's getting the principles right, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sacrificing my hard-earned chips. It looks like he's got there behind the goal, but I just think we're there, James Debayo, really good to see him like just charging out of the defence with the ball. Just have a picture. You're going to draw somebody out of shape. We do have that picture. There should be a free person to pass to.
Yeah, as you say, the first bit was aggressive and solid sort of defensive play from a centre-half, but then just got caught. Allen nearly did. Got out of trouble. Monteiro then plays a crafty ball through. Perkins fell over his own feet, but recovered his balance as Chadwick was chopped to the floor. Tonight's official gives the free kick, leads his way. Kean Coleman was about to take it quickly and decided against that. Monteiro didn't waste any time though, curling a pass down the line. Matthews-Lewis spotted the card. He didn't see Sutcliffe going over the top with the pass. It's headed away quite easily by Luton in the shape of Jack Bateson, the captain. Official tonight is Lauren Impey. Sutcliffe went down the line. Perkins' thumb up in the air suggests he understood that that was the pass and route he should have followed inside the first 8 minutes. As ball back into the middle, heavy touch, capitalised on by Leeds. Allen running through, goes for goal, blocked. Will get a second bite of the cherry, but not for a shot, and has to come back on himself and keep hold of the ball. Chadwick now with the press. Luton have done actually quite well to say they're under a bit of pressure there. And that ball down the line has at least eased that pressure. Debayo conceding a throw, but Charlie Allen with pace, space in front of him is a sight to behold for Leeds United fans. But unfortunately, Luton did well to block. Yeah,
we just set up in really good shape, good positions to turn the ball high up the pitch, and just hoping Charlie Allen got that half a yard. Looked like he was going to find it on edge of the box, but Luton did well just to scramble back defensive-wise, get the block in. Nearly a big moment for Leeds.
Chadwick again, timely challenge. Perkins looks up and did have one runner, delayed that pass to allow Thomas to get more of an arch on his run, but in the end Luton cover. That ball not played back with much conviction towards Oliver Camis, but enough for the clearance to the keeper to clear it downfield and for a Leeds throw. And Perkins' pass to Thomas slightly delayed, but you can understand why he did that, Ben, can't we? That Thomas needed that extra time to get across, and as a striker himself, he'll have appreciated the gesture. Out to Sutcliffe now, who's taking it past his defender with relative ease. Harvey Sutcliffe racing forward. Perkins just staying grounded for now. Allen isn't, though. He's on his bike trying to get into the area. Just looked like Leeds never really had a convincing plan behind that. What was convincing, though, was Harvey Sutcliffe's first couple of touches, Ben. And down the left-hand side, fine work.
Yeah, it did brilliant, didn't it? Just to get away from his marker, and everything just opened up for him. I actually thought he could have kept hold of the ball himself, keep travelling with it, and the space was there. Challow made a good run, decided for the pass. I feel just half a yard behind him in the end. But good play by Sutcliffe.
Yeah, here's Perkins. Into Chadwick. Back to Perkins. Allen was an option in the middle. Thomas the preferred. Yeah. Sutcliffe. Inside it goes to Allen. Just out-muscled by the number 8 of Luton, which is Jake Berger. Monteiro safe. Christy was perhaps offering that, but as a defender, Ben, if you're not 100% sure, if you got his feet in a tangle, there'd have been even more trouble. So, safety first.
Safety first indeed, and I quite actually like to see that from a centre-half or a defensive point of view. He could have tried to turn out, but as you mentioned, a little mistake there, and you're in massive trouble, but it's old-fashioned, isn't it? Some of the centre-halves I played with have done exactly that, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with it.
I should say, as long as they're confident with what they've done. Luton on the attack here. Cut back, has reached the far post. Shot comes in. Christy, good hands. Through a crowd of bodies. Got his body behind the ball, got himself braced and set. And he's now happy to just chill out for a little bit and relax because of Jacob Pinnington's cross to the far post and that shot coming in.
And with the touch just to set himself before the shot, we've got a bit of pressure just to make sure he couldn't get his head up trying to find a corner. Harry Christy was always saving that one.
Luton on the attack, perhaps the cutback is on. It is Christy diving at the feet. Sutcliffe gets it away, hooks it away from goal. And just as effective as that touch and run down the left, equally as important as Marley Wilson gets back involved. Acrobatic attempts from Harvey Sutcliffe. It's not often you can get a chance like that, as now Leeds sweeping from one end to the other. Allen has got the pace. He's on his weaker side, but he's going to go for it. Deflection works in Luton's favour. End-to-end battle at Clarence Park, but it remains 0-0.
Yeah, it's a very entertaining start to the game, both sides. And I think this is where we just see the chance from Charlie Allen. Just numbers getting back in the end. Unfortunately, didn't have the power on the deflected shot to trouble the goalkeeper, but Harvey Sutcliffe, how he kept that ball out from going a goal down, I don't know, and that's the benefit of him playing as a left-back, being a right-footed in that situation, because, let me tell you, I wouldn't fancy that, trying to clear it with my right foot. Did so well.
Dangerous ball in, Debayo couldn't get to it. Offside flag has gone up to help Leeds' cause, and they just get a moment to chill out at the back. But there is the man that has kept this game all square. And Christy diving in, and that is a really good goal line clearance, and such is the quality of it. The stats people at the ground have been guilty of giving that as a goal a little bit too early, such as they thought that was in. And Sutcliffe able to claw it away, and that's now being corrected on some of the official score apps. And that is thanks to some rather desperate defending from Leeds. Luton, to their credit, record in the competition is a poor one, but they're giving as good as they've got, and clearly feel that they've areas that they can attack this young group, of course, because it is a little bit younger in stature to the first team that played Luton in the competition back in October. A 4-1 win at the LNER Community Stadium. Sutcliffe digs it out to Perkins. There was a faint handball peel, but hit the shoulder of the Leeds number 9. Header from Wilson. Not touched the ball an awful lot, but what he has done has been relatively effective. Allen is not someone we normally see as a number 10, but he's been a busy boy. There's potential, Ben, certainly in this game for a good few goals. We hope only in one side on the score sheet, but very open field to proceedings.
And it's a very honest start, really, in terms of the work rate. We're trying to do the right thing. You mentioned it just moments ago that with it being a really young team, some of the experienced players are still mixed in with it, but you'll get elements of the game which all departments won't necessarily click all at once in a particular game, and that's fine. It's just problem solving as the game goes on. But I think from Scott Garner's point of view, he'll want to see that work rate endeavour, and we're certainly getting that.
Into Camis, who's taking as much time as he wants. And a long ball forward. The flick on header on a Lynch. Cline nips in with a couple of good challenges. Luton on the attack, turn past Monteiro. He was helped out by Chadwick, another one that has caught there with a good couple of interceptions. Jake Berger, the one on the attack for Luton, and Leeds will get a throw. But Luton digging their heels in there. Perkins to Debayo. Sutcliffe over the top. Chadwick got in behind, goes to ground, no free kick. Chadwick's appeal wasn't that strong, suggesting that even he felt that perhaps the referee got that right. Site official has tried to let this game flow, including that instance there, as Wilson putting his body weight around, as Allen over the top to Thomas. Appeals from Luton. Thomas rise to challenge. Perkins takes it away from him to get a bit more space. Later Chadwick, wide to Sutcliffe. Thomas digging out the cross. Allen just trying to get any contact on the ball. And Luton clearance. And something else a bit unique. Just do a couple of kick-ups to clear the ball on the 6-yard box. Very effective though, Ben.
It seemed that way, certainly, but really liking Wilson's play on the right-hand side as Cline's getting here. Yeah,
Cline across the face. Beautiful ball. Thomas gets the faintest of touches. Not one that can direct it into that far corner. Still Luton 0, Leeds United 0. But you hit the nail on the head, Ben, with those touches. I think Cline's been important as well, but Wilson plays 9 for the 18s. And whatever role he's playing out in this game tonight, whether it be wide, whether he stays out there or through the middle, if he can continue this form, Ben, he's in for a big night.
Yeah, and obviously from an attacking player, you want to be creative, try and get on the score sheet, obviously, as well. But can you just then add the element of working hard, get around the players, win the ball back? He's getting both sides of his game really, really well and efficient tonight.
Free kick given. Debayo brings down Matthews-Lewis. They try to take it quickly. Leeds would have been guilty of giving away a card there, and they take it quickly for a reason. They're in behind. Berger wants the overlapping run. Uses it as a decoy. Deflection, Christy. Fine acrobatic save. Got on his tiptoes, jumped up, concedes the corner, and it is still goalless.
Yeah, another moment that could have been really difficult and awkward for Harry Christy. Does well in the end, just to tip it over. But, yeah, that occasion, I think, do we say game management? 8.5 minutes gone, but that's where you probably have to take a yellow card to stop the quick free kick and just understanding certain situations, as the chips are getting some absolutely hammered with the salt and vinegar there.
Corner in. Perkins heads clear. Another dangerous ball to deal with. Not dealt with by Leeds at the first attempt or the second. It's back out now to Phillips. A looping ball in. Debayo takes a touch. It'll be behind for another corner. And that could have been a lot more dangerous because Debayo's header took it away from Monteiro, who was trying to take a big swing at the ball. And this corner will be taken by Archie Heron. Good header from Sutcliffe. Got up high. Perfect defensive bit of work as Chadwick jumps up, heads it without realising as the ball is cleared again by Leeds with Thomas. It's a foot race with Charlie Allen and the touchline, but he runs out of wriggle room. And not often you say Charlie Allen loses a race. And all that matters for Leeds, though, is they deal with that situation. Halfway through this first half. And for all the action we've had, probably quite a surprise we've not had a goal. But nobody for Leeds, Ben, will be disheartened by the start. A couple of youngsters in the 18s jumping up a level. Wilson, Chadwick, Cline. None of them have looked out of place, which is often the most relieving thing if you're one of those players. And of course the coaching team, everyone's seemingly in sync. The thing is, so are Luton. That's why it's making for an open-ended game. Yeah,
both teams are trying to play the right way, and that's high energy, closing down, tried to be creative with the ball as well. And yeah, Harry Christy's been called into action a couple of times. Nothing too dangerous in those moments, and we've had some really dangerous situations, you would say. So yeah, 0-0 so far, but really entertaining game.
Into the feet of Christy. Perkins with the flick on header. It was not bad judgment at all. I think he just needed the player to be a bit closer. It's one of those that perhaps Wilson watches that and then thinks, right, next time I have to be ready. Good chest down from Lynch, who's becoming more of a factor in this game. Coleman gets in. Sutcliffe, neat touch. Thomas will take it from him. Into Allen. In behind run from Perkins. The ball just bobbles awkwardly. Doesn't reach our striker, but it's out for a throw. And again, Allen in the number 10 jersey is something that is looking like an exciting element to this team. Somewhere we don't often see him. Into Thomas. He turns onto his stronger left. Out to Sutcliffe. He will win a throw. Debayo back up the line if he needs him. Perkins and Sutcliffe not on the same page. Halfway through this first half, goalless, and that throwing coming to nothing despite the movement. Camis puts the pass with a bit of heat on it out wide towards Francis-Clarke. Into the middle for Phillips. Phillips to bring it forward. Out towards the left-hand side. Lots of space for them to manoeuvre into. Luton putting Leeds under pressure here. Ball all the way towards the far post. Bodies queuing up. Phillips is the latest one. Doesn't set himself. That's because of Alan's challenge. Goes to ground. Berger goes for an effort. Deflected. No stinging of the palms of Harry Christy. Just pops into the path of the Leeds #1. And it is going to be still 0-0.
Yeah, the scrambling defence, yet again, really good. I think from Scott Gardner's perspective and point of view, he would just like to be in a good position to start with, because you don't want to keep scrambling back. Again, Debayo just having that picture coming out with the ball after good work initially.
Yeah, ruined his original work, but can he make a cutback here? Luton into Matthews-Lewis. Allen gets there, steals the ball away. Thomas runs into traffic. Luton, in fairness, are bunching up when they lose possession, especially when Leeds are on the counter. And it's making it a lot harder than perhaps Scott Gardner's men would like. Perhaps a high boot there. Cline didn't appeal. It's with Berger. Turns it inside to Matthews-Lewis. Luton attacking with real momentum, but they've conceded a corner here, Leeds. Luton player slips and allows Chadwick to get on the ball. Now Allen in a foot race is waiting for Perkins. Idea was fine. It's the execution that's gone wrong. Both of them you can see visibly frustrated because Luton are now straight back on the ball with Berger across the face, hooked up in the air and cleared behind. Monteiro appealing for a bit of help. Not that he got it, and it's behind for another corner.
Yeah, we're just not making life really easy for ourselves at the moment, because every time we win the ball back, straight away we're just giving it straight to Luton, and they're just sustaining the attacks, the second balls. The turnovers are high for him at the moment, so just need somebody in one of those blue shirts just to take control, take the probably sting out of the game, keep the ball for a period of time, and then we can build and play further up the pitch.
Referee urging the corner to be taken a bit quicker. Ball in, Monteiro heads away. Thomas will need to be quick. Runs into traffic. Bit of pressure here from the home side. Christy eases that and relieves it with a good catch and an early release on the throw. Cline, opposite flank to where he normally should be. He's racing forward. Perkins goes without him and switches it to where Cline would normally be. So Marley Wilson's filled in at right back. And Leeds are taking their time here. Two fullbacks up there with each other. Perkins nearly got away. He's appealing that he got nudged in the back, and that's why he's gone to ground. But the defender got very tight, nearly too tight, and Leeds were through. 27 gone. Chances at both ends. Certainly more, though, for Luton. Harry Christy's been much busier than the two goalkeepers. Luton again are on the way through. Matthews-Lewis, Monteiro coming across. Christy comes out. It will be offside. But this is a really good spell for the home team, and it's about riding it out for our perspective, Ben.
Yeah, and they're winning their individual duels, winning the second balls, as just previously mentioned, and that's just allowing Luton to create more opportunities from that. So we've done well for the first 27 minutes. It's just important we try and get a bit more element of control back into the game, because we've shown when we've done that, the endeavour's always going to be there. It's just been a bit more clever with it, because yeah, when we have shown that, we've proven that we can get into some decent situations.
Allen to Wilson. Got his bearings wrong, and Leeds are just struggling to put those passes together. That's why he's frustrated there, the Leeds midfielder. Over the head of Lynch. Leeds clearing up towards Allen, but well beaten by the centre-half Bateson. Wilson concedes a free kick. Linesman on the near side didn't give that. It was the official in the middle that did. But Marley Wilson is just trying to unsettle anybody in Luton colours on that left flank. Down the line to Cline. He's gone to ground. It's a bit naughty that from the winger, who has been a little bit that way out tonight. He was complaining earlier at the contacts. I don't mind someone that's trying to get the ball back. They've taken it quickly. Leeds have fallen asleep on that occasion. Sutcliffe's bailed them out, not once but twice. He's then had his knee booted there. That should have been a free kick. And Luton are just starting to unsettle Leeds in certain areas, but I'm all for a winger showing a bit of defensive prowess, Ben, but using Cline's legs as a trampoline is not something I want to see. Yeah,
and he had every right to have a little reaction after that coming together. As we're seeing the replay now, he does well just to try and keep the ball alive initially, and then, yeah, he's getting trampled on. I don't think the free kick should have been allowed to take quick. You can see the referee having word with the players. Players' backs are turned. A bit naughty that from the ref.
Yeah, I think Leeds are a bit hard done to not get a free kick anyway. I think obviously the official thought it was obstruction. I think I'd obstruct if I was getting my leg hacked away out by some studs. But we move on as Debayo's great ball from Christy, right underneath the studs. Couldn't have got any closer. Debayo's pass couldn't follow the same quality. And it has been that way out for the last 10 minutes for Leeds. Nothing is sticking. Wilson. Matthews-Lewis again with a stray leg. Here is Wilson once more. He'll take the ball away. Down the line he goes, and that's a bit of space for Allen, just where Leeds want him. He's going early with the cross towards Thomas. Control very difficult. He has kept it alive, though. Over the top. Oh, tremendous Luca Thomas. Kept the ball alive, cuts it back. Leeds will settle for a corner. No wonder Harvey Sutcliffe's applauding that work. Computer game-esque from Luca Thomas. Not often you see players have the audacity and the quality to do that.
No, it would have been outrageous if we found the back of net from that, because the control with his head was impressive. But here we go. Oops, see ya. And then just unfortunately couldn't quite pick somebody out in the box, trying to get the ball to Sonny Perkins. But great bit of skill from Luca Thomas.
Near post corner, flick on, won't fall for Leeds. Debayo, it might do now. Cline has a go at it, swings a leg through the ball, blocked by the crowd of Luton bodies. Chadwick under pressure, does well to get it away. Sutcliffe with Phillips breathing down his neck. Sutcliffe now shows a bit of strength. He wants space to shoot, he gets it, but it's blocked. And lo and behold, Luton are going for a quick fire counter, which Leeds have covered. It's with Cline. Christy waiting as long as he could before Lynch got to him. Cline gets to the ball. Here's Coleman. Sutcliffe to Chadwick, was at full stretch, but he kept hold of the ball. Now he's looking in behind. Perkins has arched the run. Not enough, though. Offside goes against him. Just need a bit more of that to happen, Ben. A bit more free space. I mean, Chadwick is in so much room to manoeuvre, and that's what Leeds need.
Yeah, when you get that space, make it count, because a handful of times it's just not that first occasion. We've seen it tonight. As I said, several times we've found pocket of spaces where it's the movement off the ball, just creating those little areas for people to come into. And then when you receive it on the half turn, make it count, whether you're running into the space, whether you're passing into a runner.
Ball forward, and Thomas was nearly on it. Having to stop our point from Ben, but can't disagree. Big opportunity for Leeds that, when the space they had as Cline jumps up for the header. It goes the wrong way, but it's at least stopped an attack. But again, you can clearly see what Luton's motive is every time they get the ball. They want to attack with pace. Coleman stopped that, but again, a misplaced pass. And if they can just tidy up the transition from deep in midfield to attack, defensively looking sound, looking compact, but they're creating their own pressure, Ben, when it comes straight out of defence or midfield to those front three for Leeds.
Yeah, at our end, if we can just join up that little part of the play you mentioned, Tom, we'll be creating chances, hopefully find back of the net, because a lot of stuff we've seen tonight has been good. We'll just see a few of the Leeds fans who've made the trip out tonight. They get everywhere, these Leeds fans, don't they, Tom?
They certainly do. You can guarantee there's enough representative at nearly all of the Leeds 21s games. As Perkins gets caught on the ball, but Luton panic a little. And not bad attempts for Clarence Park. For Luton out the competition, it is just a chance to watch some development football for the locals and those that have travelled from afar for Leeds. Monteiro, safety first, clears sadly over the head of Thomas. A reminder of the bench for Leeds: Baird, Cresswell, Richards, Snowdon and Moore.
Lynch! Man on! Phillips!
Thomas just stumbles. Phillips gets hold of the ball. 1-2 played by Luton. Coleman was nipping in, and that's that pressure that's forced a mistake. Wilson gets away. Tries to dig out the pass over the top, and he has to Thomas, who's tried to go past the right back. He read it beautifully well for Luton, but here's Chadwick trying to squeeze it through to Perkins. It's got to him. Perkins takes his time and slots home with confidence. Really good goal from Leeds United. Ball forward from youngster Reece Chadwick into Sonny Perkins, and the goal will do his confidence the world of good. You can see how much it meant to him. It's just that little bit of rustiness in front of goal off his back. It didn't look like it, did it, Ben? So much class. Took his time, looked for his spot, picked it out beautifully. Luton 0, Leeds 1.
Yeah, it's first time tonight we've shown that bit of clinical edge, composure in the final third. Great pass initially from Marley Wilson. Good run from Luca Thomas. But Chadwick just getting the second ball. Right weight of pass, great through ball. And that's the composure we've needed all night. And you can see what it means to Sonny Perkins. Back on the score sheet. 1-0 Leeds.
Yeah, real boost for him. And normally you would see a striker that's not been in form in front of goal the last few weeks. Of course, he's had an inactive campaign out on loan. You normally probably would have seen the striker hit that early, which would have then given the keeper a bit more of a chance. But Perkins just had the confidence to just settle himself down a little. But fair play to Chadwick as well, stepping up a development group and showing that ability in midfield on the ball as Monteiro comes out of defence. There's a gap here for Luton. There's a bit of space out wide as well for Pinnington to attack. Sutcliffe comes across. Fullback against fullback. Debayo takes one. That'll stink. But he gets his body in the way. Ball pass from Luton. And Sutcliffe does superbly well to set off Luca Thomas. Perkins near post, doesn't look for him because he looks for Allen on the edge. Wilson's behind him. Allen still going, tries to drag it across. That's why. Right-footed, whipped into the far corner. Didn't need the options around him. And Charlie Allen, in a more central role tonight, takes the opportunity. Luton 0, Leeds United 2, and 2 fantastic finishes for Leeds inside a minute and a half.
And a devastating counter-attack. And this time we utilise the space that's been on offer. A bit of composure, pulls the ball back to Charlie Allen. Just think the chance has kind of gone away from him, but difficult finish, running the opposite way, shooting to the opposite corner. What a finish, Charlie Allen, and what a couple of minutes we've had.
Yeah. If only Scott Gardner had told us we're going to lure him in. Bit of pressure, quite a lot of pressure. Clear it off the line. Get a goalkeeper, get his leg stuck in a net. Then we're going to score 2 really good goals. Had I been a bit more chilled. And Leeds, bit of a morale sapper for Luton, Ben, because they're going to feel they've conceded 1 that'll probably be like, right, fair enough, we can bounce back, we've got time. And then that second dagger to the heart, you're almost feeling like, here we go again. They've lost every game in the competition. They've had a really good effort tonight. They've been very tough to break down. They've been hard-working going forward. But that is a sign of a team that's in Leeds absorbing the pressure. This is where they've got to switch on a little bit more. Kieran Coleman might get in a bit of trouble here. But that's what Luton are doing. I mean, in theory, Luton, further down the pyramid in the academy setup, if you can take free kicks quicker, if you can outmuscle players, if you can get to other position, you use your small gains you can get. But 2 real moments of quality for Leeds have put them in the lead.
It just goes to show that the proofs that they're putting, the proofs on the scoreline at the moment, because we've been getting into some good positions. The final balls just let us down, but when we've got it right, we found the back of the net. Off both of the players, we've done that.
Your ball delivered towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Christy gets up again. Didn't feel comfortable catching, and the way he punched it, the decision was made quite wisely. Perkins to Coleman. He was looking for Chadwick. The 2 centre midfielders were out of position there. Cline's now got to step up. Coleman gets across to put a touch in. They appeal for the same decision, and Leeds get the goal kick. And Kieran Coleman made the error to give the ball away. No manager or coach will be disappointed that he is the one to go and win it back, as we see a replay here of that opening goal for Sonny Perkins, slotting it into the opposite corner. You can see how much you mentioned about how much it meant to Perkins, how much the assist meant to Reece Chadwick, which is great to see, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. A young player stepping up into 21s football. You want to make an impression. Spoke about it. Start of the game, get given an opportunity. You want to put yourself forward in the mind in a positive way of the coaches. No better way to do it as a midfield player than setting a goal up.
Yeah, then doing this now and digging in for your team as a number 8 on his back. Traditionally, that's the job of a midfielder, to get up and down the park. Pinnington just come off second best from that challenge from Chadwick. As it's set forward and played back as a quick 1-2. Good strength from Cline, but then he's outmuscled second time. It's played out towards Phillips. Good hands again from Christy, just plucks it away. And everyone defends, just try to calm each other down. Harry Christy wants another potential attack. It's a favourite move of Wilson's, that the Cruyff little flick behind the back of the ankle, and he gets on the way to Thomas and pings it out towards the fellow forward. Essentially, they've got 3 strikers playing out there today. Thomas and Wilson have both led the 9s in their young careers. Perkins likewise, and you can see them try to stretch the players often as they can. As here is Matthews-Lewis into Heron, further wide to Lynch. And Christy gets down. Poor effort from Lynch from a striker's perspective. Thankfully for us, still 0-2.
And with the attacking players, as you mentioned, out on the pitch, they'll know where the runs want to be and know where to play it, because that's where they'd like to be themselves if they're not doing it. So it's a good blend, but been really impressed with Marley Wilson's ball retention. It's a part of his game which is very important as a striker, and he's doing it from a wider position, which just gives you that element of control. You can trust him with his touch, and then he's finding the passes into the more forward players as well. So he's had a really positive first half.
Pinnington. Lynch might keep this in. He's decided to do so. And linesman on the near side didn't believe that ball had crossed the line, so a throw into Luton it is.
Come on, bro.
Good block from Sutcliffe. Luton get the corner. Heron, Berger, ball in. Monteiro gets there. Thomas just tried to steer it. Perkins needs to be strong, and he is. Thomas went for a safety first approach, and it's just a touch finder into the far corner. If they were playing rugby union tonight, that'd be perfect. Downfield, get everybody up the pitch. Everyone's just taking a breather. Final minute, and it is a half that has gone to plan.
No, it certainly has. Obviously, from Scott Garner's perspective, you stew it down into that. Yeah, they'll try and tidy up a few things in the play, but overall, they'll be delighted. They've seen a lot of good things, a lot of energy. The work rate off the ball has been really impressive. And you're always going to say players at every level make mistakes. It's your reaction afterwards, and they've had some fantastic moments in terms of giving the ball away, but Coleman springs to mind on several occasions doing that, but getting back into shape, winning the ball back. It's so vital you do that.
Here's Pinnington. Christy again reads the game. Frustrating for Luton. Christy, I think, is just going to see this one more of a safety option, and the captain does just that with 15 seconds left. You might get the obligatory couple of minutes of stoppage time, but very little has happened in order to stop the game. Perkins, good first touch to take it away from the defender. Sutcliffe back to Christy again. Perkins with a flick on. Allen sets off after the ball. Phillips covering. 2 minutes of stoppage time at Clarence Park this evening in the end of the first half. This is the home of St Albans City. Lewis back up towards Lynch, further wide towards Berger. Deflected cross off Cline. Christy comes, collects, and takes total charge of the situation. Showing that leadership and telling everybody in Leeds colours he wants them further down the line. Perhaps just tweaked that leg while going to ground. So maybe see what he's got left in that as he kicks. But yeah, he looks relatively comfortable enough. He might have to get a bit of treatment at half-time. Cline with a header. Wilson again, just causing issues. Great strength. Perkins takes it from him. Didn't read the situation there, Leeds, but Monteiro did. Chadwick likewise. Cline and Coleman working in unison, working in tight spaces as well as Coleman goes to ground. And that should be the end of the first half, really, once this set piece is taken. And there is 45 minutes up at Clarence Park in St Albans. Leeds United lead by 2 quick-fire goals. Sonny Perkins from a Chadwick assist, and then Allen from a Luca Thomas assist. Leeds on their way, already through, but a morale-boosting victory if they can keep this up. At half-time in the Premier League Cup, it is Luton 0, Leeds 2. Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage. Leeds leading 2-0 at half-time. Perkins, 36 minutes, 38 for Charlie Allen. And a clinical few minutes for Leeds United, who had to absorb a lot of pressure and a lot of chances for Luton. Harry Christy was a busy boy in goal in this Premier League Cup tie. It's the final one for Leeds in the group stages. They finally caught up. This game was postponed earlier in the season. And Leeds are already through to the next round of the competition. So it's more of a working on your game, training sort of yourself for the next level, the next round, making sure you're ticking over. So they're taking it seriously. There's no, it's as if they've rested 5 or 6 players. They've got a busy few weeks, and this has been a positive bit of play because they've got a few under-18s players that have really stepped up. Perkins from one of those in Chadwick, as Thomas tries to get to the ball. He gets goal side. There has been a free kick, and sadly it is against Luca Thomas, who feels that's a little harsh. So Leeds go with Christy, Cline, Sutcliffe, Coleman, Debayo, Monteiro, Wilson, Chadwick, Perkins, Allen and Thomas. As the ball is fired forward, intercepted by Chadwick. It's up to Perkins. Debayo once again settling things down with a nice simple forward ball. Coleman looked like he'd run it too close to his own feet. Thomas to Chadwick. He run after the ball but run out of space. Luton closing that down, and the Hatters will certainly feel bent. Parker sat alongside them. They've got a goal in them tonight. It's a case of how, if it does happen, of course, which we don't wish it to, if that does happen, have they got anything about them? But Leeds certainly will feel, as they concede a free kick, which is advantage played, I think Leeds will feel they might have 3 or 4 in their sleeve as well. So, in theory, it should be quite a competitive second half, this.
Yeah, and we can't get away from what we did really well in that first period, Tom, because honest work rate, doing all the horrible side of the game very well. Better moments of quality for the goals, which was great to see. But yeah, a little bit of handbags on the far touchline. But we've got to continue doing the good things that we did in the first half and don't take the foot off the pedal.
Yeah, Sutcliffe wasn't happy with that. I think Lasman near side is getting a talking to as well. You can clearly see how uncomfortable he is. And I don't really think the man in Cresswell on the far side come out of it too. Well, I think it's Pinnington, which has gone in on him. He apologised a couple of times. They were both rejected, but I'm sure they'll make up at full time. As Coleman to Allen. Just a touch heavy there from Harvey Sutcliffe, who's now felt the effects of that latest challenge. Poor ball from Luton, though. Bobbling ball for Allen to deal with. Got a bit scrappy. Nobody for either side have filled in with much quality there. Chadwick is filling it as a makeshift left back until Sutcliffe gets back in spot. He's still struggling, Sutcliffe. Wilson goes to ground. He's done so well there. It was a heavy touch just to stop them, but it was that split second, I've got to get my body in front, Ben, because the Luton player was about to take it straight back. And
that's what makes it so impressive from Wilson tonight, because yeah, he is a natural number 9. He's not used to being in them defensive positions, especially out wide. So for him to continue to do that, really impressive.
Monteiro was looking for Perkins. Misplaced that pass. Wilson doesn't get to it. Berger running through, goes to ground. Coleman gives away a free kick. There wasn't a lot in that, but I think the referee doesn't have much choice, especially where the play was, because he was in front of Kieran Coleman. I mean, Coleman will argue all day, but I think the officials have pretty much forced into that. Yes, he's gone down relatively cheaply there as Berger, but from behind, Ben, what can you do?
Yeah, it's just the area of the pitch. Leaves the referee no choice, and he's just trying to get out of the kind of challenge in a way. But unfortunately, when you do give a free kick, in those circumstances, you are going to get that yellow card, and so difficult now for a goalkeeper. Which side do you want the wall setting up? Just important you do stay big, stay strong, stay together, no gaps in the wall.
Fingers crossed that is the case. Monteiro, he's just trying to suggest that things need to tighten up. He's trying to drag them across, but Christy for a second wants them further to the other side. Burger goes for it low. Christy, it bobbled, but it bobbled into a decent height for him. And another shot on target. Harry Christy racking up those saves.
Yeah, and again, another comfortable one. Good handling in the end. Just took a bobble before it reached him, but in control with his wall. Stayed to the left-hand side. Simple save in the end.
Wilson was trying to flick it to Perkins. Pinnington, Debayo goes to ground. Pressure helps Christy make the catch. He's just telling everyone to calm down. He's just checking, I think, if his centre-back is okay. Into Chadwick again, Perkins. Risky pass into Matthews-Lewis. Luton are trying to capitalise and punish Leeds. Perkins tries to make a difference in the middle. He and Chadwick are at least there, but still Luton have it. Matthews-Lewis is still going with the ball. Out to Lynch, the Luton number 9. Deflected not once but twice, and now hooked away by Chadwick. And from nothing, Luton nearly got a goal back in this game.
Yeah, you just don't want to give the impetus, give him a bit of confidence to try and get that first goal.
Looping ball in, Lynch went for it, nearly falls for him, and goes against it with his offside or a handball. Monteiro holding the neck, so even maybe a stray arm. And they're asking if he's okay. Coleman, Debayo's down, they've got Sutcliffe down. I don't think Sutcliffe's ever recovered from that original challenge, which is probably why he lost his cool so much.
Yeah, and just hoping it is one of those kicks that, yeah, unfortunately can't run it off tonight, but in the long term it's nothing to do with his knee. Well, no, he's had that ACL injury. That's what they're checking out at the moment. But yeah, you've got to take precautions with someone like Harvey Sutcliffe. It's great to see him back playing. He's played a lot of games recently as well, so any doubt with it, if it is that knee, which they are testing now, as I can see physio doing that now, yeah, don't take any chances, get him off.
Yeah, that certainly looks like it will be the case. They won't take any chances. Snowdon, one of the players, getting ready for Charlie Allen. Joe Richards looked like the player that was getting ready as well. And a reward for his good performances in the 18s.
Number 15, Joe Richards. Number 3, Harvey Sutcliffe. And number 16,
such a young
Snowdon,
crop of players.
10, Charlie Allen.
Great to see them get their rewards for some hard work lower down the academy. I say lower down, of course, just in age. And we won't pick on him for his sock length and the shin pads. We've seen it before. We know that's his style. Just congratulations to him, another one that comes through the production line.
Yeah, certainly so, and he was the architect for the goal in the FA Youth Cup. Did ever so well. Right back is his position. They're playing on the opposite side, but he'd just be delighted to get on the pitch, and he's trying to join in with an overlapping run already.
Off he goes. Look at that burst of speed into a good area. Tries to cut it back to Perkins. Does. He was just a tad behind him. Perkins has made something of it. Into Chadwick. To Coleman. Coleman still going forward to Perkins. To Snowdon. Coleman. Leeds are working in some really small spaces here towards Perkins. Thomas is making a cutbacking run. There is Thomas, misses the ball. Here's Wilson, two players getting each other's way. Wilson, shot block. Snowdon sets himself, turns inside. The cutback is on. Wilson wants it. He miskicks it. Leeds making such hard work of making it 3-0. I lost count of how many times they could have put it in the back of the net. It's still 0-2.
Yeah, and it should be 3-0. Really should. Good energetic play. Leaves Perkins into the box. Just looks like it was going to be a tap-in for either Luke or Thomas. And then Snowdon, Wilson did the getting each other's way. Whatever the outcome was, the ball didn't find the back of the net, and that third goal it just killed the game off as a contest. It should be 3-0.
Yeah, Coleman running through. Perkins near post forces a defender into a decision, and Aidan Francis-Clarke turns it behind for a corner. And it's not often we get to see Keane Coleman in a Leeds shirt in midfield running forward into that much space. He's normally the battler that wins it back, but we know he's got the legs and the energy to do it, as we see a few replays of these chances where Leeds made it look really hard to score, when we know that they've got so much talent to put it in the back of the net.
No, they didn't. It was probably easier to score. But yeah, we made a meal of it. But last couple of minutes, last moments of this game, we just started to go through the gears. And when we do that, we'll look a real good outfit.
Over the top from Wilson. Perkins was bracing himself for it, but overhit. And it will be a goal kick. Luton win the throw. Lynch in disagreement with the official nearby. Block comes in, hits Richards. It'll be a Luton corner. Clearance near post from Luca Thomas, but just for a territory. And a foul from Chadwick, buddling into his opposite number. It's been a ploy of Luton's all night to try and take things quickly. Snowdon trying to use a little bit of experience, of course. Shiny wanted to with the spray to put down first. Ball to the far post. Christy's coming for it. He's made that ball stick all night. He's got Velcro in the gloves. Luton 0, Leeds United 2. And such a nice feeling, is it, for a defender? Especially if it's your captain. He just comes out and takes charge. Thanks.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, the goalkeepers can be a bit crazy, a little bit wild sometimes, but just nice for him to come out and do the basics. Come out, catch the ball. I think you're right, it just relieves the pressure. It's a great sight for a defender. Seeing a goalkeeper come and do that.
Down the line, that pass, looking for through ball towards Miller Matthews Lewis. Leeds scrapping and digging in. Wilson and Cline, this under-18s pair on the right, and I think Marley Wilson's day is over. He was going to make the run or the walk across the pitch. He isn't running with much freedom either. And Chris Moore is going to go on in his place. Now, I'm going to say there's going to be a switch around, because if Chris Moore's playing right mid, I am all for it. But his hand signals, we're going boring, and I get it. But I would like to see it one day.
Oh, I'm sure he was saying to Scotty Garner, Scotty, come on, just put me on the right of a free up front. Let me see what I've got. And guaranteed, Scotty had gone, not a chance. Get back in the defence.
So yeah, just trying to see what the situation could have been then. I think Snowdon out wide, Coleman further forward. Chris Moore may even have come on into a holding midfielder role, which is quite possible. There's a bit of scrapping out on that far side as Matthew Lewis again. He's had that about him all night tonight. He's claiming Keane Coleman has stood on him, but I do think he kicked out beforehand. And I just think he's a player that enjoys annoying other opposition and winding each other up, and he gives it out, and when he gets it back, he's trying to ask for free kicks and other appeals. But he has been a threat for them tonight. He has been a player that Leeds cannot afford to switch off with.
No, not all, but no, you're right. If he's going to be, yeah, just those a little bit naughty, those little kicks off the ball, players don't like it. So, well, if he's going to do it to you, give it straight back.
Here's Richards. Chris Moore is playing in centre midfield. This is new.
Why
We're into
else
new
is?
territory. Chris Moore is now on the way forward. Yeah, he's Chadwick. Thomas wanted a 1-2. Perkins and him not on the same page. So Coleman and Chris Moore are sitting. Chadwick's gone a bit further forward. Snowdon as well. Cline did not get a touch. He's applauding that. And the Luton players are quite furious. That normally tells you they've got it wrong when a player reacts with that much passion. They'll have been even more annoyed to see Cline clapping that as Chris Moore gets caught in trouble. Monteiro helps out his normal centre-half partner. Debayo with the clearance. Debayo flicked on by Coleman. Thomas. Perkins picks up the pieces, takes them on, goes to ground. No free kick, much to the surprise of Perkins. Hour mark gone, still 0-2. This game's still not fully wrapped up for Leeds, whether Luton have played tonight. Chadwick back to Perkins, who never wanted to go forward with that, and goes back to Moore. Picks out Snowdon, needs a bit of help. Did the first bit right, second a little overhit. It is a goal kick.
And yeah, it's just getting to that kind of stage of the game where I don't expect it to, not all, but sometimes teams just go into kind of a little bit of a lull, thinking job's almost kind of done. But it's important we don't switch off. It's important we keep the foot down, try and get that third. That's when we are at our best.
Snowdon, Coleman. Hit pass, under-hit it. Doesn't help his team out there too much. Christy beaten to it. Luton trying to pounce it. You can see up the urgency with the goalkeeper out of goal, but he's back in between the sticks now as Phillips gets hold. Stalked all the time by number 11, Luca Thomas. Pinnington's ball in, hits Richards once more. It will be another corner. Luton have had several tonight. As it stands, Leeds defending well.
Yeah, it's important again. Organisation, communication, doing the job. A couple of times in the first half from these corners, Harvey Sutcliffe taking charge, winning some good headers. Now he's off the pitch. Can someone else take over that role of being dominant inside the box?
Don't know Johnny Wilkinson have come back to play out there tonight. Heron, back it goes into Jacob Pinnington. And headed away by Lee. I think it might be Moore's touch. Coleman gets it. Perkins having to do a bit of defensive work. And Leeds just trying to cover the gaps. Might hit Perkins on the hand, but still coming forward. They've taken one of their own players out. It's all very error. Looking around, actually, looking to give a free kick. But yeah, error shooting out there tonight for both teams on that occasion. That last little 20-second segment of play out to Phillips. For Leeds, Cline is back in his position at right back. Those players back on their feet. And it was Jake Berger that was just holding that right thigh and right groin area. Ball forward from Christy, but Perkins wanted it a little deeper. Bring that bit of a lull period out for Leeds, Ben. There's changes have been made. You're just readjusting, of course, new players in some different positions. Just going to try and get that build-up. Luton will feel they can capitalise as a free kick given here against Richards. I don't think we're going to see much of a difference tonight, are we? Luton are going to attack and take short free kicks. They've been won another one there. Didn't look to be much in it, but again, we know the tactics side. This has come in the prep for the last few days. Any free kick, look to take it quick, get a card, try and catch them off guard.
Yes, certainly, and yeah, the mistakes that creeping with the balls to be expected. You're right, young team, change has been made. The pitch, as we've seen, is very bobbly, lively surface, but it's just off the ball where we just need to keep being bang at it. Easier said than done. Of course, as the young players get tired, mistakes can happen by switching off. But it's these moments that are so crucial just to keep that 2-0 lead.
Overhit. And out of play for a goal kick, and just when Luton have looked quite threatening enough from set pieces tonight, that is not dealt with very well, and it's out of play. Referee just blowing up, obviously not happy with something Leeds had done from that goal kick. Debayo and Christy look as confused as each other. Cline asking for it at right back, over the top. Approach instead used, more with the up and under to Chadwick. Oh, he brings it down beautifully. Thomas. Perkins sets off. Goalkeeper read it. Last few passes Leeds have put together for a while though. Thomas to Chadwick. Chris Moore got away from trouble. Back to Thomas. We've seen a bit of patience there for a while. First time in a while from Leeds, Ben. Chadwick could have gone forward. Chris Moore could have done the same. A few others. Key Coleman here now. But just go back, restart, reset. You don't have to always go forward, which maybe they've been guilty of the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and a player in particular who shows that really well is Chadwick. Done excellent tonight, just keeping it simple. And that's Joe Richards.
I was about to say, I've just looked down at that is Joe Richards. The left back is the furthest player forward. That ball has gone out of play.
It's official. The players have gone rogue, Tom. Christy Moore midfield, Joe Richards as the 9. What is going on? We might get a game next. Is that pushing it too far, mate?
Yeah. I'm not that good at this job. I'll stick to this.
Hey, I'm not having that. You're the best around, Tom. You're my favourite.
2-0. Here is Chris Moore. Now I have seen everything. Him driving forward as a number 10 in midfield. Just gets sandwiched out. And it's just a bit sticky in there for Leeds. It's not really going that far forward from midfield. There's another free kick. This is what keeps happening. Luton are getting free kicks. And it's almost like Luton are on fast forward once the whistle goes. Everyone's sprinting around the park. It's midfield now. And with Francis-Clarke. Thomas just stood away from stopping that pass reaching Pinnington. Lewis gets away. Snowdon. Shot's going to come in from range. And Axel Piesold over the top. Harry Christy watching it, thankfully, go nowhere near the frame of his goal with 20 minutes left.
And yeah, it's become very scrappy the last 10 to 15 minutes. Mike Sue was in a way. Just take the sting out of the game. But it's important. Your leaders, Chris Moore, picture there. A familiar role for him in midfield, but just off of that defensive anchor in front of the back four, the two centre halves. I'm a solid structure. It's almost leaving the front three, 4 players to go get that third goal, which would, yeah, definitely wrap up the game at this point. But I won't say it's in the balance at the moment. But it's just important we don't let Luton get that edge, get that goal back into the game.
Yeah, Leeds. So good, close control. Chadwick releases Thomas. Again, the goalkeeper's way off his line to sweep up any through balls. Perkins, I think, even had a look at goal there. Decided against it. There's Berger, overlapping run from Johnson. Turned away by Monteiro. Applauds his own work, no wonder. Wins his team. A throw-in went under the pump. Goes Leeds his way as we get a change signalled by tonight's referee. The change for Luton is Archie Heron off and Jack Lorentzen-Jones coming on. Lorentzen-Jones then with 20 minutes left to make a name for himself and impress as Lauren Impey will get the game back underway. Always a good sandwich 20 minutes left when you don't think the officials have had a bad night. I think she's managed the game, she's let it flow. The cards we've had, we can have no complaints about. And it's been a decent Premier League Cup test, and it's been old-fashioned, quite physical. And it's still, with 20 minutes left, Ben, there's still something riding on it. As you just tried to allude to, Luton score next, we've got a real issue.
Yeah, and that's why it's important we keep working hard. Keane Coleman running round. See Chadwick trying to get back in with his tackles. But these occasions, can we stop the cross?
Yeah, Lorentzen-Jones worked wide. Debayo heads it out. It takes a deflection off the new man on the pitch. And that is received by Harry Christy. Officials near side have upset Leeds there. Who felt that throw-in should have been there. It's a long ball forward. Good header from Monteiro, who's looked really composed there at the back. We're going to centre-back partnership up towards Perkins. Here's Chadwick. Snowdon. Just for a split second you thought was going to go all out to get it back. Sadly for Leeds, just wouldn't settle for him. Monteiro again, winning the ball higher up the pitch tonight has been a real facet of Leeds' game. Unlucky that for Coleman, who was just making a simple run forward, just stood on the ball by accident. Out towards Cline. Johnson inside. And he picks out Jack Bateson, the Luton captain. Lorentzen-Jones looping ball. Lynch headed right across the frame. Someone there for a tap in. Debayo turns it the wrong way. And Harry Christy bails him out. He stayed down here, Christy. The referee's going to have to put it out, whether he's caught a stray arm or a boot. We hope he's okay. What we do know tonight is he's earned his post-match meal, Ben. He has been everywhere. He's clawed it away. Yeah, he's maybe got a kick to the face. Luton will feel that perhaps he's gone down a bit cheaper, but of course, any head contact, he's got every right to stay down. But James Debayo wants to be thanking him as many times as he possibly can.
James, what are you doing? Don't be doing that to us, please. And could quite easily just found back of the net. Own goal out of nothing. Good reactions, great reactions, you have to say, from Harry Christy. Took a blow to his head. You're right, echo what you say, Tom. Hopefully he is fine to continue. It's been a calm presence in goal yet again as Harry Christy. But, yeah, we don't want to be giving those opportunities to the opposition. Little high five, goalkeeper and centre-back. It's all good.
So they were potentially getting the backup keeper ready. Christy, though, is back on his feet. We are 15 minutes left of proceedings. And the fact that the goalkeeper is continuing to get changed suggests that Alex Baird's day is perhaps going to get a little busier. Coming off is Miller-Matthews-Lewis. He is replaced by Sam Anderson. So the change out wide
Substitution for Luton. 14, Sam Anderson, number 11, Miller-Matthews-Lewis.
And the game is finally ready to get back underway after a couple of minutes break, which we've not had all night. Harry Christy is clearly good to go, screaming the instructions of what he wants from his players. So Alex Baird will sit back down for now, as number 12, Jack Lorentzen-Jones, goes wide towards Pinnington. Full back against Chris Moore. Moore stands him up. Good block. Gets Perkins away. He was just trying to turn it away down the left for Thomas. Certainly been the better... We've seen the better half of football in the first, Ben, in terms of chances and quality. Certainly Leeds were playing better football. Luton have made it a lot more of a dogfight as Cline gets out of the way for Chadwick to release Snowdon, who has the pace to get in behind. Snowdon wanted to go early to Perkins. Luton get across. Not once, but twice. And then clear away. They've got plenty of space as well. But it's been a grind in the second half. But the main thing for Leeds is the lead is still theirs.
No, it has. And you'd say it has been a grind, but a bit of element of control. So it not really been stretched too much as the ball comes in. Just a few of these occasions where it's bounced around in the box. We've managed to clear his lines. But you're just hoping when we get into that final third, again, we've got some promising positions, good situations in the second half. Can we just make that, just that count, that final ball, that bit of composure?
Pinnington, teasing ball in. Not that teasing though for a forward when Harry Christy's in goal. And these are the other instances where Leeds in the first half were just going a bit quicker. Christy, with his hand in his eyes, trying to tell players where he thinks they should go. Cline, poor first touch. Second was a lot better. And Luton in possession. Game just slowing down ever so slightly for Leeds. Richards stands his ground. Luton looking for their first point in the Premier League Cup. Have 2 goals to find with 11 minutes left. Cline nudge in the back, picked up by Berger. Johnson making an overlapping run. Berger to the far post. Leeds still get it clear. It's fallen out. Left-footed effort. Christy will be a very happy boy to see that come straight at him. It was Francis-Clarke charging forward. And it is still Luton 0, Leeds 2. But what you can't say is it's for a lack of effort. Luton have done everything they can tonight to score.
It's been great in terms of what you want to see from your players. It's that work rate off the ball, defensively, running back into shape when you just think Luton are going to get an opportunity, that occasion at the far post, but 2 players running back in. great to see.
Yeah, Thomas, great to see from Perkins. Snowdon had just slowed down that run. And who knows if just Snowdon would have carried on making his diagonal run if Perkins' pass would have found him. Kieran Coleman, let's be careful, on a card. Richards. Pinnington wins Luton a throw. Richards gets back for a late touch. It stops Luton from getting a free cross. It was Sam Anderson trying to do that. Phillips wide to Pinnington again. Coming forward, blocked by Luca Thomas, who just limps out of that, the impact on that cross. Perkins collects, gets his legs hacked out from underneath him instead. Cline heads away. Ball whipped to the far post behind front of the goal kick. And Leeds just working in chunks defensively. It's great practice, of course, busy week. The last few weeks, of course, they've had Chelsea, Arsenal, and now this. A clean sheet would be imperative, you know, that I feel like they've not had one of those for ages, you know. Conceding 7 to PSV, 3 to Sunderland, 3 to Chelsea. That's the main aim for the next 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. And yeah, just to get that confidence booster with a win, building on the good momentum they have built, you say, in recent games. Not go over the line in terms of a victory, but encouraging scorelines, encouraging performances, and things are just building in the right direction with this young group.
Yeah, Cline was heading in the right direction for Leeds. Lynch on the attack. It's towards Lorentzen-Jones. He's trying to get past Chris Moore, who's just forcing him wide out to Phillips. Digs out the cross, overhits it. And a lot of Luton's play last few minutes has just started to fizzle out when it gets to the business end of the pitch. As Harry Christy will just take his time here. If the way this game pans out, if it stays the same, he's had a big role to play. Monteiro was trying to go downfield. It's just not got going for Leeds second half. Damage done in the first for the goals. Here's Chadwick. Snowdon to Coleman. Back to Thomas. Working well. Coleman went back for a return pass to Thomas, who's going to try and get his way through. Twisting, turning onto his stronger left foot. Picks his spot. Keeper spilled it for a split second. It's his first chance for a very long time. And great build-up.
Yeah, good little give and goes. Combination play was good. And that's what you'll get with this group at times, because a lot of these players have played with each other in the under-18s, even in the younger age groups, so naturally can build up play. You don't see it every time, of course not, but that was just an example of players understanding each other, give and goes. And looking with his effort in the end was Luca Thomas.
Lynch to Johnson. Cline tried to smother that space immediately. Back to Lynch with Monteiro and Cline covering. They win a throw. The change coming. And Cresswell now gets a run out with the 21s. And this replacement is another player that's out of position. Alfred Cresswell's a centre-half. The man he's replacing is Reece Chadwick. And I think, you know, we never like to put too much pressure on our 18s player, or even all of our 21s, Ben. This is all about learning and growing as players, and in years to come, hopefully getting your chance. But I think Chadwick deserves a special mention. I think he's going to be one of the standout players, and yet arguably one of the youngest.
Exactly that. just goes to show if you do well with the under-18s, another one who impressed us against Sheffield United in the FA Youth Cup, you're going to get the opportunity in the age above. So it's, yeah, a few more minutes for Chadwick Cresswell. His younger brother anyway, to come and impress. Can certainly follow his brother in his footsteps, can Alfie. So with that, probably coming into midfield by all accounts as well. But just for him to get that experience of this level, just gives him that little confidence boost and keeps trying to learn and improve every day in training.
Johnson's throw, looking for Berger. Snowdon takes it away. He'll just want for try and get a clearance, just run out of room. Phillips, Snowdon pushing him wide all the time. Snowdon will concede a free kick. Dangerous position for Leeds defend. 5 minutes left, yellow card. And Joseph Snowdon, who I think he feels it's a tad harsh. I think it's where it is on the pitch, which means he doesn't have much of a say. Christy wants a two-man wall. No, he doesn't. He's changed his mind. Snowdon is the only player. Berger lays it off short. It's in towards the edge of the box. Piesold's cross at the far post. Body's queuing up. Behind it goes. Goal kick given. Another test pass defensively.
Yeah, it certainly is. And with the clock approaching the 9-minute mark, I'm starting just to feel the job is done getting over the line. It'd be a big win. As we said, just that added confidence boost, and even for the players, even for Scott Gardner, Stuart Downing, knowing that the work they're doing, they've altered the style a little bit, a lot more front forward, especially out of possession. So it's just another element towards the players that the work we are doing on the training pitch, starting to get your rewards in games.
Referee just not happy where Luton were taking that throw from. Miss-hit pass. Cline with a header. Chris Moore gets there. Thomas putting the pressure on. Sonny Perkins alongside him. Johnson lots of time to pick the area he wanted to go with. Debayo read it better than Lynch did. Debayo then has to go and close, but doesn't. Ball comes in, headed up in the air by Cresswell. It'll fall to the edge of the box. They've missed it. Berger with a chance. That's the best chance of the match for Luton. And that could have caused a chaotic few minutes for Leeds United in this Premier League Cup final match, just to try and keep hold of the win. They missed it, and now you start to feel that a clean sheet is going to come the way the visitors. That's a big opportunity missed.
It certainly is. I think Cresswell does really well initially. We just weren't alive, probably the first time in 88.5 minutes when we haven't reacted to a second ball in our defensive box. Yeah, it'd have been a chaotic kind of finish on the pitch. Even chaotic for ourselves, Tom, as well.
Yeah, Bateson heads away. Lynch, Debayo heads the ball off his head. Of course, an accident. Flies in with a challenge. That's a throw into Luton. Perkins to Thomas. Ran into a bit of traffic. Was just trying to do something to stop it. Here is Berger, wide to Johnson. Ball in. Richards adjusts his feet at the last second. He'll need to be quick here, and he is. Luton with Lorentzen-Jones. And poor ball forward will be a goal kick, giving Leeds time to take some seconds off the clock. Stoppage time waiting.
The official has held out a minimum of 6 minutes over.
6 minutes of stoppage time, because we had the Christy incident when he needed treatment. The subs as well. So Luton get another 6 minutes to try and get a goal, which they feel they richly deserve. Leeds to keep a clean sheet. Perkins gives away a free kick. He wanted one of his own, but not given. It's out to Johnson. Camis further wide, but not much pace of that pass, so Pinnington has to wait for it. Heavy touch. Moore is there. Midfield disruptor is what I think we can call Chris Moore.
The enforcer. That is Chris Moore. If his dad's listening, Chris Senior, don't be calling him that, please, now, because I'll never hear the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a never-ending cycle of progression, isn't it? Both full-back spots nailed. Centre-half. Now a breaking up midfielder that can get involved if he needs to. Lets Coleman push on. He'll be poised here in midfield to try and stop it, but he's a willing runner, he's a fit boy, can cover plenty of ground, Chris Moore, and there he is again, Moore trying to fill that gap and forcing Luton further wide towards Piesold, out towards Pinnington. Heavy cross to the far post, overhit again. Berger will not be able to keep that in play, and that has been largely quite a lot of Luton's crosses tonight. Finishing has evaded them. But they've really put up a strong effort. You'd feel as the club was doing so well in the Premier League as well, try to punch above their weight. If they can stay there, academy football can only progress. But they've certainly made Leeds work hard for it. The scoreline suggests, of course, that Leeds were clinical enough, but it's been far from an easy night at the office, this.
Oh, certainly hasn't. And they've offered plenty of fight of Luton, endeavour as well. And these are the games where you've got to match that, because if we hadn't done, it'd have been a difficult evening for ourselves, but we've more than matched the battle element of this game. And then you say the two moments of pure quality in this match has settled it so far.
Berger wanted to go outside, does to Johnson. Cline's trying to cover a cross, headed away by Cresswell. Now Snowdon gets a clearance, which is on the money to Thomas, picks it out perfectly. What a 1-2 that is. Out to Snowdon, who can now try and play it to Perkins. But the inch-perfect passing could only last for so long, with a couple of minutes left. Johnson again. Header towards goal. Another one that goes wide. Christy determined to not concede a goal kick. Don't think he's been successful. He's another one that has put himself about tonight. Ball in, Monteiro clears. It will be for a throw, but just an overall word, Ben, on the under-18s players. You got Cline, Wilson, Chadwick. We've also had, for a bit of time, Joe Richards as well, but those are the 18s. I mean, I say it quite loosely because essentially Luca Thomas is still a 21s player in development. He was 18s just last year, but those ones that have just stepped up today have made a real impact tonight, haven't they? Yeah,
certainly. I think you can throw Coleman into the mix, James Debayo as well, all playing under 18 football last season, so it just goes to show the break away here. finally clear the ball. Danger averted. And then with this young team, no, you're right, the under-18s players stepping up. And the biggest compliment I can give everyone tonight, that they don't look out of place at this level. There's going to be more challenges to come throughout the rest of the season, of course, but they can go home tonight and be really proud of the work they've done.
Certainly can. As we see Luton on the attack. Fine work from Coleman, just ushers that ball out of play. Wins his team a goal kick and should be one of the last actions of this encounter tonight in the Premier League Cup. Luton 0, Leeds United 2. Plenty of power on that Christy goal kicks. Perkins won the flick on. Thomas has got to it. Leeds hungry for a third. Perkins and Thomas. Thomas has peeled away. Perkins takes it away. Out towards Luca Thomas. Tries to get it across the face. Snowdon was lurking. It's just too far in front. And one of the best counter-attacks Leeds have put together in the second half. Just a little bit overhit as there goes the full-time whistle. So we nearly had time for a third goal in the end. A 2-0 victory to wrap up a Premier League Cup campaign. The main thing tonight was getting back to winning ways after back-to-back draws against Chelsea and Arsenal. And goals from Perkins and Allen certainly helped them do so. Overall, though, already through to the next round of the Premier League Cup, where we hope there can be further progress. Thanks again to Ben for joining us this evening as Leeds have run out 2-0 winners at Clarence Park.